Want to know what I think about the Street Fighter II Arcade 1-Up cabinet? Find out in this video. What's up everybody, this is Brian from Happy Funny Gaming. If you're into gaming, geek culture, anything of the like and subscribe below. If you want to know more about product reviews, about these Arcade 1-Up cabinets, I have several of them, and I also have other cabinets that I'm gonna share with you guys. This is the Arcade 1-Up Street Fighter II Championship Edition. I had to pick one up. I got it on sale actually online in Amazon. I got it for $167. I didn't want to get it on retail price because I didn't think it was worth it. I do have a nostalgia feeling to this machine, but just on a couple things that are wrong with this machine, or like little things that are little tidbits that I wouldn't pay full price for, and I want to just share with you guys and tell you guys what I think about this machine. So my history with Street Fighter, you know what, I just noticed I got my daddy sweatshirt on right now. This sweatshirt's been with me for several years, and I used to make fun of people like dads, be like, "Dad, you have a dad sweatshirt on," and you know what, I have one too. So like it has its holes. Mine don't mind the holes, don't mind the rips. I've been wearing this for a long time. But anyways, when I was a kid, when I was playing Street Fighter, I played in the arcades a very little bit. The reason why is because when this came out, this was very popular with the teenagers. I was barely a teenager. I don't think I was a teenager when this came out. I was still in grade school, and I didn't have any brothers or sisters or even older cousins that brought me to the arcades. My parents were working all the time, so I didn't have too much experience playing them in the arcades, but I do have the nostalgia feeling of playing it in the system, especially Super Nintendo. Actually, my wife still has the original Street Fighter II Super Nintendo cartridge in her Super Nintendo in her parents' house, believe it or not. I love this game growing up. I played it a lot. It's like the culmination of what the fighting games are today and the standard of what fighting games are today. It's fun. I played it with other people in this cabinet, Arcade 1-Up, and the feeling is there. The arcade feeling is there. You know, I just recently had a party, and then my cousins and my uncles, they played these when they were kids, and they kept on playing them. So this is a cabinet to get if you want really the nostalgia feeling and wanted a small arcade cabinet for your house. This one has 3 games. It has Street Fighter II Championship Edition, and it has Super Street Fighter II, and also Super Street Fighter II Turbo. It has 3 games for this one machine. Usually I like playing, what I love playing is a Street Fighter II Champion Edition in this one because the sound designs there, the you know, Guile saying the real Sonic Boom where he has a low voice instead of a high Sonic Boom is there in the first one. That's what I like, and that's what I usually play. Now let me run down with you with this machine. This machine is actually the old generation, except that they just added a plastic overlay to the buttons, and the reason why is because people who bought the original one, the very first one, over time the artwork on the actual where the buttons are started to fade because of the hands, you know, hands rubbing up against it. So they included the plastic overlay, which is fine. Now I do have the stand almost to the same arcade height where the keys are when in actual arcade machine. It's just a little bit smaller. If you want that feeling of having an arcade, I wouldn't recommend the stand. It's $50, probably a little bit under $50. The reason why I recommend it is because you want to be standing in here. If you do it without the riser, then it's really small. So it's like only like kids could play standing up, and I love playing standing up. When it came in, it was easier to install like other Arcade 1-Ups. Just keep in mind that, you know, I have 3 Arcade 1-Up machines right now. The Mortal Kombat's right here. Always been hard for me to install the screen for some reason. The screws don't line up too much. Sure that if you're gonna build them, make sure the screws are loose when you're trying to line up stuff first before you line it up. Because in all 3 of these, I had problems putting on the screen for some reason. It would take longer than it should be. Okay, just a little tip. The screen is the older generation screen. The new Mortal Kombat ones that come in Costco, and also the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, they have the upgraded screen, which is brighter and crisper. These ones are okay, they're fine. You can't really tell the difference if it's not side by side with the screen, but if you tell them side by side, you could tell that this one's a little bit darker. The original pixelated art is here. It's really sharp. So If you get annoyed with having characters really pixelated, remember, this is back in the day. We don't have CRT TVs anymore. If you want the CRT experience, you have to pay a lot of money for it for Street Fighter 2, and plus you're gonna pay a lot of money fixing it or trying to find CRT TVs. I know they last a long time, but in reality, we can't really fit all these big arcades in our homes, or like even carry them in our homes. This one, I could carry it myself, no problem moving it. Breaks, you could always buy another one. A little imperfections with the machine when I came in. There was no scratches on the side or anything like that, but there are little imperfections that I noticed. One of them was there's a little bit of light bleed in the artwork. There's tiny bit, like it's very thin in the paint in the artwork right here, and also in the corner down here. I did not mention it to Arcade1Up in their tech support, and you see if they could replace at least the screen. No, they wouldn't. They told me no, they wouldn't want to replace the screen because it had, I even showed them pictures of the light bleed, but they wouldn't replace it, which was really sad. They told me that it didn't affect the gameplay at all, but it does affect the experience if you're really nitpicking about it. Again, it's very minute, but I mean, just to let you guys know, they will not replace it if there is light bleed on the screen. And luckily, it's only in this one. On my other ones, they don't have it. Another thing is, everyone talks about the sticks, right? Everyone talks about the sticks, of how low quality the sticks are, third party. They're okay with me. I could do Hadoukens, I could do Shoryukens. They're really responsive, they're fine. If you're really nitpicky about it, easy to upgrade the sticks, to upgrade the button. When you press the buttons, it does give a ring to it. Like you could feel the spring. Like if I press it hard, I don't know if you could hear it, but when I press it hard, let me see if I can lean and you can hear it. You could hear that a little ding sound where the spring is. Might annoy some people, it doesn't annoy me at all. Doesn't do that at all, but just to let you know it's there. But again, you could always upgrade, which people do. The stereo, the sound is mono, okay? It's not stereo. The one thing, the sound's loud. It could get from no noise right now to loud, to super loud, but it's not perfect. So sometimes, especially Super Street Fighter, I know many people mentioned it, is sometimes when the character select screen or the character's on this side, sometimes the sound doesn't register because of that mono stereo. Just to let you guys know, not a game changer for me. Like I said, I wouldn't pay full price for this machine. I didn't. I paid for $167 for it on Amazon. It was on sale, and I think it was a perfect amount. Also, if you want to upgrade, I've seen great upgrades to this system right here. A great mods to put other games in, people did. It's a great system to do, especially if you get it on cheap. Their joysticks, they're clicky. I remember in the arcades they weren't clicky, and they're square gate. You can't really feel it, but they're square gate controllers. They're still responsive though. You could do Hadoukens, Shoryukens. I did a sample of it to show you how responsive they are, and they work fine for me. I want to show you guys the responsiveness of these controls right here in the Street Fighter cabinet for the Arcade1Up. I'm gonna go trying to do some Shoryukens and Hadoukens. It's pretty responsive. You decide when I play, okay? Whatever, who I want to be on. You know what? Let's do a charge character 2. Doing a charge character 2. Let's try both sides. Let's play in first player. So the controls are okay. They're pretty good. Let's see. So if I do this, so I'm just gonna do Shoryukens. See if I can do it in a row. Boom. Pretty easy. Hadoukens are good. Command right. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see Guile. Guile's one. Sonic Booms are pretty good. So if I do his hold down forward, pretty good. So if I do a combo, pretty good. The controls are alright. It's functional. You can play competitively on this if you want to. Who would want to play competitively with these controls? But I mean, they're good. They're good enough. Let me get my blinking. Boom. Alright, that was it. That was about the controls. The controls are really responsive. If you don't want to upgrade, it's fine with me. I'm fine. I'm not going to upgrade them until these get broken down. But they're pretty good. It's not a deal breaker. I'm not gonna upgrade them. It's because I could work with these systems, and I fought with other people on them. A couple things that I noticed too, some imperfections. Balrog right here is actually spelled Barlog.
Barlog? Really?
And I think because in the old arcade machines back then, I never noticed it. I asked a lot of people, they never noticed it. But actually, I heard that back in the day, Balrog was spelled wrong. So in the championship edition machines, and they just kept it at it. They just kept the same artwork instead of that. Just a little nitpick, just a surprise. You won't even notice it. I mentioned it now, so you will notice it. That's just a little fun fact for you guys. One of my gripes about this one, I didn't figure out how to adjust the difficulty if you can. Championship edition and Super Street Fighter 2, the difficulty's fine for me. But Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the difficulty, ridiculous. I'm pretty competitive with fighting games. I've been around fighting games for a long time. I'm no like pushover when it comes to fighting games. And I tried out Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It seemed like it was super ultra hard from the very first character. I tried out with one of my cousins who is competitive, and he's been in Evo before, and he tried out Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and like, he thought it was ridiculous too. It was insane. It's like the first round's fine, but then the second round, the computer just turns super ultra hard, predicts every one of your moves. It's ridiculous. It's still fun though. Just to know if you really want to play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on this system, it's tough, man. I want to talk about the artwork. I love the artwork in this system. Of course, you could buy, the Legends Ultimate. Of course, you could buy other arcade machines and have Street Fighter 2 on those machines if you want to. Get those ROMs if you want to. Play in your consoles if you want to. However, I use this as a mini art piece of what I like to do. I always wanted my own arcade system for especially Street Fighter 2 in the house. I was a kid. I weren't rich or anything like that when I was growing up. I never had and never could afford an arcade machine, or else even had the room to. Now these machines right here, you could afford it. 167 is an affordable price. That's how much I got it for. And you could experience and relive the moment. It's a great conversation piece. I just had a party recently, and everyone here was playing on these games, kids, adults, everyone, and just having a good time and having that arcade feel. Now, would I recommend this system? I do, but only if you don't pay full price for it. I think these ones retail for $250, $300 still. I wouldn't pay full price for this because Arcade1Up did upgrade their systems, and you could actually put stereo, or they do have stereo now on them. This is the bare bones minimum of them, and there are also 3 games that are kind of the same, or usually it's probably just 2 games, Championship Edition and Super Street Fighter 2. You're only going to be playing probably just one of them, not both of them. Me personally, I play only Championship Edition, so I wouldn't recommend it for spending full price for it. You can find it on sale online. Again, I told you I got mine for like about $167 on Amazon, so look for those deals. If you like to mod systems, get this system to mod it, get it on sale and mod it. I've seen great mods. That Killer Instinct mod, that's awesome. I always wanted to do one also in the future. If Arcade1Up doesn't come with one and another company doesn't come with a Killer Instinct one, that's the machine that I would want to mod and use this machine as well. I would buy another machine actually to mod. This one, I would just keep it as is. I don't like really modding things a lot. The only time when I'll mod the joysticks is when they actually break. Who do I recommend this system for? People who love Street Fighter, of course, who are fans of Street Fighter, people who love arcades. This is history right here. This seems like it started the fighting game boom. If you don't know, once Street Fighter 2 got popular, every company started just making fighting games just because. Hint Shaq Fu. And other things like Clay Fighter, because there was such a boom in these fighting games in the arcade. I got the arcade feel. Hopefully you get it when on sale and pick it up, and it'll be part of your collection. These are my opinions on this Championship Edition Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet. I like it a lot. I want to know what systems you have or what you think about this system. If you like the review, if you like the video, like and subscribe below. This is Brian from Happy Funny Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.